Hello. I'd like to open today just with talking a little bit about what anxiety is. So I think most of us know that we have felt anxious before, but we might not actually be able to identify what those feelings are or what effect it's having on our bodies. So I'd like to just check in a little bit about what anxiety feels like so that you can start monitoring those responses in yourself as anxious feelings are coming up for you. So some people have a physical response to anxiety, and that can range anywhere from feeling like your heart is racing, feeling some palpitations, feeling like you're struggling to take a deep breath, or even like you can't breathe. You could have chest tightness. You could feel sweaty. You could feel hyper, like you have a lot of extra energy, or it could make you feel paralyzed, like you can't move. You can feel shaky, like you can't stop trembling and shaking. You could feel like you're not able to swallow, or even like you might be choking on something. You could feel nausea, or even vomiting, or diarrhea. Some people have diarrhea when they suddenly feel anxious about something. You can feel hot flashes. You can even feel like you're dissociating from yourself and you're not really sure where you are in your body, or you might feel like you're outside of your body or watching yourself from afar. Those are all common feelings that come up with anxiety, and sometimes it can be difficult to identify if there's a physical cause for this and if we need to be concerned about a medical emergency, or if it's coming from anxiety. So checking in with yourself and also getting a checkup with your doctor to make sure that there isn't anything physical that you need to be worrying about. And then noticing which of these feelings come up when you're feeling anxious so that you know what to look for. Your doctor says there's nothing wrong with your heart, and when you feel anxious, you feel heart palpitations, then you can start listening to that and noticing, okay, I'm feeling that. I know there's actually nothing wrong with me. So what's coming up for me? What is my body trying to tell me right now? So that's the thing about anxiety. It's not just happening for no reason. It's our bodies trying to tell us something. So if we can start listening into those clues that our body is giving us, we can actually start to uncover what it is that we could change to get us out of this feeling. So there might be something really simple that we could fix, like maybe we have been working at a computer for 4 hours straight and suddenly we're feeling super anxious. That's our bodies just saying, hey, get up, go outside, get a snack, get a drink of water, take a break. And that's a very simple message from our bodies and a very simple thing to do to fix it. So sometimes there's an easy way to get out of that feeling in the moment. And sometimes it's more of a chronic anxiety or something that's a much bigger thing to fix. A lot of us are feeling right now anxious about the current world situation, and that isn't something that we can just fix right now in the moment. So it's normal to feel anxious about that. And also, like, my helper going away. It's also something that we can start to work on, other replacing behaviors in ourselves. Instead of grinding our teeth when we're feeling anxious, what can we replace that behavior with that's actually going to have a positive effect on us over time and helping us get out of this cycle of anxiety instead of getting stuck in it where it's doing us damage? How can we use this as a way to reconnect with our bodies and our emotions and actually make a positive change for ourselves instead of letting it take us down? So I like to distinguish between positive anxiety and negative anxiety. Positive anxiety is something that is a message our body is trying to send us about a behavior that we can change. And negative anxiety is getting stuck in a loop that's perpetuating behaviors that aren't helpful to us. So, for example, negative anxiety could be, I feel stressed about all of the work that I have to get done today, and it would make me feel better just to avoid it and lay in bed and watch TV all day. That is negative anxiety. It's allowing that stress to be an excuse to not move ourselves out of this pattern of behavior that's only going to make the anxiety worse in the long run, because that work is still going to be there, later on, if we don't do it today, there's going to be extra tomorrow. We're going to feel even more anxious. So that's getting us stuck further into the loop instead of getting us out of it. Whereas positive anxiety could be, I feel anxious about all of the work that I have to do. So I need to do something helpful for myself this morning and start work later and work less hours today. Instead of working an 8-hour day as soon as I wake up, I'm going to go on a hike and for 2 hours and then work 6 hours, or I'm going to make myself a really delicious breakfast and have a slow morning just enjoying my food and my coffee, and not, and I'm going to take a longer break in the afternoon, and slowing down in those ways that are positive and actually reducing our anxiety without piling on more for the future, because we're still allowing ourselves to get things done in a way that feels healthy to us rather than in a way that is increasing our anxiety or avoiding behaviors. Positive anxiety challenges us to slow down and reconnect with ourselves. So instead of dissociating from our bodies and distracting ourselves with things like TV and sleep and binge eating and drinking and things that might feel better in the moment, it positive anxiety is challenging us to check in with what's actually going on inside. What are we actually feeling? What are our emotions? What are our bodies feeling right now? And how can we change those for the better? So what kind of messages is my anxiety trying to tell me right now? And what can I do about that?